see the world through my eyes. Vibrant purple sunrise, shards of broken dreams come raining down.
Mark here, Life and Fitness Files. Today we're going to talk about protein. How much do I need and how do I get in enough protein throughout the day? So first, the calculation for protein. On the low end, the minimum 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Definitely the minimum. That might not mean a whole lot to you if you are working in pounds. So to give you an idea, so a 150-pound person would be about 68 kilograms. So you'd want about 60 grams of protein minimum, absolute minimum, per day if you weigh 150 pounds. That gives you a ballpark. Many sources that I've been looking at and listening to talk about a much higher amount, like Dr. Peter Attia or Dr. Lane Norton, closer to 1.6 grams per kilogram. So you're looking at closer to 100 to 120 grams of protein per day if you weigh 150 pounds. That gives you a rough ballpark. There's some estimates that say a lot higher if you're trying to put on muscle mass or even weight management or fat loss. Having higher protein will help in those. Decide where you want to fall in that, 100 to 120 grams for a 150-pound person. Let's start there. So how do I get in enough protein? First, you need to know how much protein you are currently having. There are a couple spots you can check this out. Check out Chronometer or Map My Fitness. You can plug in the food that you eat. Maybe do this for 2-3 days. You can start to see where is the protein coming from that I'm ingesting. Honestly, there were some surprises of things that I didn't realize had as much protein as they do, and there's some things that didn't have as much as I thought they did. So check those out, Chronometer and Map My Fitness. Get an idea, where are you, how much more do I need to ingest? Most people are probably actually on the low side and need to ingest more protein than you currently are. So how do I get in enough protein? Sometimes that can be a challenge when you look at those numbers. There's a ton of sources. It depends on if you are eating animal products and meat or if you're going vegan and vegetarian. There are options for both, and that's a widely contested debate. But for our purposes, let's talk about both. Obviously, meat is a great source of protein. You have, beef, chicken, etc. Depends on how much fat you want to ingest, so that's another consideration. But you can have anywhere from like 18 to 25 grams of protein per serving of meat. You also have dairy products, milk, yogurt, those Oikos yogurts or those protein yogurts from Aldi. Those have like 15 grams of protein per cup. Great source of protein with not a ton of fat because there's no fat in it if you have that specific type. You also have things like eggs, another debated topic. I myself do have eggs. Sometimes I'll have 3 to 5 in a day. The cholesterol aspect is a whole other topic as well. But each egg can have 5 to 6 grams of protein. Great source of protein, something that I do myself. Then you have some other options that are outside of the animal product realm. You have oatmeal and oats. These actually had more protein than I thought before I started paying attention to this stuff. You can get 5 grams of protein and some fiber in there per serving, more than I thought. Then you have things like beans and lentils. Those are a great source of protein. You can even get bean and lentil pastas where the noodles are made of those, so you can put those into your diet to help with your protein intake. Then you have things like peanut butter, nuts. Those are things that you can put on things, just eat, etc. Be careful because those are pretty high in calories and pretty dense. So make sure you're watching both your calories and your protein, especially if you're trying to be in a caloric deficit. Then there's many other sources, but another thing that people do is protein shakes. There's tons of protein shakes out there. One of the things I watch for is that it doesn't have a ton of sugar, and I watch what the sweetener is. You can check that out for yourself and make sure to pay attention to that because they can vary widely. You can also take things like branched chain amino acids or collagen. Those are things that you can supplement with. I'll tell you, branched chain amino acids, they're actually reasonably priced, but they taste awful. I got the just generic NutriCost version, and I had to mix it with Natural Calm magnesium just to ingest it because it didn't taste great. You also have things like protein bars. Some protein bars have a ton of sugar, so be careful of that. But one that I have is Built Bar. Check those out. They taste pretty good. They don't have a ton of calories or a ton of sugar, but they have about 15 to 17 grams of protein per bar, and they're pretty darn tasty. So check those out. One tip that I highly recommend is first thing in the morning, get in protein, whether it's collagen or a protein shake. You can get 18 to 30 grams of protein first thing in the morning to help with, one, your protein count, and two, it starts your metabolism. Your body is less likely to store fat, and it's anabolic and can stimulate muscle growth just by ingesting protein. So those are a few tips of getting enough protein in. First, you have to know what's your target number for how much protein you want to get. Two, how much protein am I having? So track that through Chronometer, MapMyFitness, or something else. And three, make sure you're getting in enough protein. If you don't get in enough protein, it's hard to build muscle or even maintain muscle. You want to shoot for about 100 to 120 grams of protein per day or more for a 150-pound person to give you an idea. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions or other things you'd like to see, make sure to comment below. Like and subscribe to stay up to date with future videos. And here's to life and fitness. Peace out.